Woof.
Holy
God. So Sam is the bassist in Annex Void. He's in this band, and wow. I was trying to figure out, what do we call this? What is this? Death metal? It's extreme metal.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll.
What's up, Jay Ingersoll? It's your boy Mod.
What's up, buddy?
I got it right. I remembered who is who.
Who was who?
I am me and you are you.
Yeah. Besides the bullshit, how you doing, man? I know we kind of talk about, whatever, but we're trying to...
And we won't even do that on camera here because we just did that.
Yeah, we just
But
did
I will
that.
say that I was already thinking about all the worldly bullshit going on my drive here.
Sure.
And I just started to put everything into context because I didn't want to bring that bullshit to your doorstep. And I was like, well, I woke up, there was hot coffee in the coffee pot. Fucking blessing, right? Kids playing the new video game. Wife was watching it, so they're both entertained, comfortable, warm. I get in the car, and there's Metallica on the radio and Justice for All. Listen to a new Revocation track.
Oh, yeah.
So and then another metal band played, and then Yes came on from the Metallica radio station.
Okay.
So not metal, but I felt like I was listening to like Blood Incantation or Opeth at the same time. Like I got all this metal in, and then I got some 70s rock in.
Nice.
So to answer your question, how are you doing? It's a beautiful day to be alive, man. Like get to come over and hang out and and talk about music with you. And Chantel was just here, and great people. So when the world sucks outside, sometimes I had to do this the other day too. I looked at all the pictures of like my wife and I and my family from like the 2025, like just kind of scrolling through my phone on my personal camera instead of like the social media doom scroll. And I just started to, I like to say count my blessings, but just appreciate what I've got going for me right now and put all that other worldly bullshit off to the side.
That's
and
the
just
best way.
take a breath and take a beat. But, and I hope the same for you. Like, how's it been what's it been, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but we haven't really had no banter in a while because the last two were
interviews.
Yeah, so like we, cranking out the interviews. As far as this personal update, I am getting better since the surgery and all of that shit happened or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting back into working out. Like I said, I need to really get my sleep down, but that's also because I was eating like a raccoon afterwards because I didn't have no food forever. So I was just like Reese's, this, that, and I usually don't go crazy like that. I was drinking Coca-Colas, which I never do. Like I was going off, dude.
Once they let you eat again? Or
because I like lost so much weight, so I'm like, I can afford it. I'm just going crazy, and then the sugar's introduced to my system, and then I stopped eating sugar. Then all of a sudden, my body's like, "Where's your drugs at?"
Yeah,
but other than that, I'm great, dude. Counting my blessings. I got great friends, man. I got some new stuff to play with, new toys. I got like so much creative juice flowing through me. So inspired, mostly by the vestigial dudes. Like, obviously, this will come out before that, but just like he's going to the mountain and back. I'm like, dude, I got to get on this horse. I got to like write some shit. Like, we got some stuff working on. So I just got a lot of good things going for me. So why would I let the little blue app fucking take that away from me? Because I only have so many energy units and I'm not spending them on that, dude.
Yeah.
Like I need to give my energy to my family. Yeah. To the people that are important to me. Like you.
Keep showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Chantel.
Yeah.
That conversation was awesome. I always love hanging with her. We've known her forever, right? So it's just things like that, man. Sometimes you got to kind of take a step back and realize that shit ain't it's happening in life, but it's not your life, right?
Yeah.
So but I get that. I'm great, dude. I'm absolutely fantastic. Dude.
I pick up what you're laying down. It's been a nice start to 2026. There was a lot of rest for me over the winter break with the kid and the wife, and I made it a point to tell them, a lot of these days, if we're off together, like them are pajama days. Like we are sitting on the couch all day, video games, streaming, staying warm, staying inside. Like, and that goes into like getting together with families and stuff. Is like the door's always open, but we kind of stay home because we're a little bit further removed, and it's a lot of, but it's been a comfortable time. 2026 off to a good start. I know you could look at the world and say 2025 was bad, but I was just trying to look at my personal world and say it was a good year.
Yeah,
and I have another good year on the horizon. And
For sure.
Hopefully today we'll be hearing some new music to kick off our 2026 in a banging way.
Yep, that's a great segue. We are on reaction episode 23. I know we kind of got away from these at the end of the year. We had some stuff we were trying to squeeze in. We had a lot of albums we listened to. And, we put a lot of work into our albums of the year episodes. We did 4 total for this year for that. So we're always out there looking forward to new music 2026. I haven't heard anything coming across the horizon, but we can always rely on our submissions.
Yes.
And we got a whole lot of submissions right now. So like I was telling you, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll try to get caught up. Maybe we'll throw 2 of these out in 1 month. I know people do enjoy these, and they are looking forward to hearing their music on the show if they've submitted it.
Absolutely.
So obviously there's so many delays, but our show just isn't reactions either. If you all want to give us some money, and then all we can do is do that, that's fine. But we don't ask for anything. I'm just saying, if that's what you want us to do, we can do that, but that's on y'all. And hopefully this year, maybe we'll start working our way towards that, but that's a whole something else. But,
we've talked about how we can get more reaction episodes out there. And that's something we just, again, to the listeners, we do a lot of different things here, and I think that the one thing we can't do is just one thing only. We'd love to be that consistent, but we're only 2 people. We got to kind of pick and choose. Sometimes it's an interview or a topic episode. We think those are fun, but the reaction episodes, we're guaranteed going to give you at least 1 a month.
Yeah.
But if we had to go more, we'd have to look at carving out that time to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then if we were going to make a bunch of extra content, where do you put it and when?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah. So,
but yeah, but long story short, I love these episodes, always have. I didn't know we were going to go down this road when we started the podcast. It just wasn't, I didn't think hey, let's react to all of the music and stuff. It was an afterthought.
Yep.
And then once we got onto that tip, I was like, oh, man, that was great. We should do this all the time. So I'm so happy. And we've met such, so many cool people. So many good bands from the reactions. We've heard your music first, and then next thing you know, you're sitting in the studio with us. So that's always dope for me. I love it.
So speaking of meeting some cool people, our first band on here is a band that has submitted before. So Gokseong, and this is Chris Brandon. We actually got to meet him in person. He came out to when we performed with No Cure and 200 Stab Wounds when you were filling in for Iron Sharpens Iron. So he actually happened to come out. So we got to meet him, and he's a fan of the show, plus his band sent in another song. We got introduced to him on the reaction episode, whatever one that was, way back when. And we do encourage people to submit more songs if we give you feedback, because we like to kind of see where it goes.
Yeah, like see the growth from one song to the next.
If it's worse, we'll never put you on the show again. But no, I kid. But it says, Gokseong, I hope all is well. We want to submit our latest song for review on the show. Here's the information and a synopsis of the song video. Song title would be Death's Embrace. Release date, August 9th, 2025. Vocals, Richard Wilson. Guitar and bass, Chris Brandon. Written by Chris Brandon, produced by Richard Wilson. Says Death's Embrace is based on a haunting South Korean folktale about malevolent spiritual manifestation appearing in dreams as a deceased loved one. The spirit's convincing appearance, beckoning whisper, and outstretched arms threaten to steal the dreamer's soul if they fall into the ghostly embrace. Resist the call or lose your soul forever. This must be about Facebook. The video depicts someone having this dream and how he tries to resist the call of someone he once loved. Death's Embrace is the 4th single from our upcoming sophomore album, Wraithspire.
Nice.
All right.
I love the lore. I love that he laid that out for us.
So let's see here. It is a YouTube link, so just let me know when you're ready, bro.
Okay, I'll make sure I'm muted. Okay.
Yeah,
go
just
ahead.
Making sure there's no... And here we go.
All right.
All right, man. You first, buddy.
Yeah, that was great, Chris. Good work. Great riffs, great songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to speak to the video. Like, that was great. So great work on that front. Did we have the information on that? Because shout out to the work on the video as well. But Chris, you had some great riffs in there. That pull off riff, really strong. You brought it back to me a couple of times. I'm going to appreciate that. Yeah. So if I can have like an instant recall after the song is over, you did something good there. Mm-hmm. And then you had a strong chorus, even though your vocalist isn't like a clean over the top, he's not a clean singer, but the riff behind, like the chorus riff, kind of jumped into a bit of a major key or with the chord progression and stuff. Yep. So it sounded like a good chorus to elevate the song, as a chorus should, kind of jump up, elevate from wherever your verses are and your palm mutes and stuff. But great song, fun. Love the video work, super cool. Love the lore behind the lyrical content. And again, really good work, Chris. And keep doing it, because I love to see people who are going to do art for the sake of it. Chris isn't out here trying to capitalize or, get. I mean, maybe he wants to be on a stage.
Yeah.
But no, it just seems like Chris is going to go into the lab and write a song like every day.
Yeah.
And just keep putting out music. Yeah. And I love that about you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. It's cool. And I know that you're probably sitting there going, a final product, a video, a song, the whole thing is done. So good work to you. It's a nice feeling, I know, and I appreciate it. That was super cool. I loved the video especially, and the song was great. So good send-in, Chris. Thanks, and keep up the good work, man. I love the Gokseong material.
Yeah, I let her. I don't have anything to say about it except that it was great, and I feel like it was way better even than the first submission. I felt like the mix was better, like everything was a lot more audible. The songwriting was a little more put together there. So I thought this was a great effort, great send in. Getting to know Chris has also been cool. We've been texting back and forth a little bit. So just a guy that supports the show. He supports us, and along the way, like, we gladly listen to your song. But awesome riff, main riff in there that kept coming back. Reading the lyrics on the video, like, made it audible, but it was like a vocal pattern and catchy, and like, everything kind of had its spot. Well, not a bunch of vocal Olympics or anything, but just kind of one vocal. But he says he just wants to do like death metal and black metal.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he's doing. Yeah. So great job to you, and the lore behind it with the video too, knowing that you don't want to succumb to the call, in your dreams, kind of, almost a Freddy Krueger type thing. But yeah, super cool, man. I loved it.
And nice to see the progression too in the music from what we've heard in the past to where we're at now. I don't want to say like, Chris, this might be your best work, but it does sound like the best production quality so far, maybe. So good work on that front as well. That always helps.
Absolutely. All right, so this is a little different send in, because this band didn't send us actually from us or from them to us. Okay. Actually, Rob sent us in, I believe, from Atwater, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because it just says, "Hey guys, I hope all is well. This is Bareface from Flint, Michigan. They absolutely rip, and I think you'll enjoy them." So we're gonna still play this song because it was just a submission we got. And as far as Bareface goes, I want to say that they were featured in one of the Splinter songs. or the vocalist was.
Yeah.
So this is where I heard this band name before. But we'll check it out and we'll send it to them, and then we'll go from there. But they did give us a YouTube link and a Linktree link, so we can check that out. So this band is hold up, we'll start that over. This band is Barefaced. It looks like the song is 8th Ward Hymns, or I don't know, it doesn't really.
It says Fly City on the track.
Yeah, I don't know. Their YouTube link isn't very descriptive on what the song actually is. Maybe the album's 8th Ward Hymns.
Yeah,
and this song is Fly City.
That sounds about right.
Okay, I'm just piecing this together because they didn't send it to us. So
right.
But are we ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Our city 24/7. It's a murder scene. Fuck you. It's a murder scene. Darkness, all you see are the whites of day. Try to hide it, so you couldn't see it. Try to love, and it brought me to hate. Try to change, and I found that I'm changed. When I break free, from this world I hate. When I break free, from this world I hate. Do you know what it's like to lose sleep at night? Eyes peeled with artillery fire. Seeing shadows outside the windows. Locked and loaded, ready to jump a bitch and help me God. Sit to the gates of hell. Broken in the doctor to your physical. Motherfucker, got me to take my thinking. Taste for blood, like a fucking addict. I sold my soul to both sides. Earth with doom, a demon with angel eyes. I die slow, I live 1,000 lives. Forever walking through the sands of time. Fly City, our city, 24/7. It's a murder scene. I tried to love and it brought me to hate. Tried to change and I found that I'm changed. When I break free, by this world I hate. When I break free, by this world I hate. I saw the world cry. Unlike any other life. Fracturing time, look at you living life. Our city went before our eyes.
All right, so Barefaced with Fly City came out April 19th, 2025. Jordan Axel Gibson, Taylor James Wesser, Chris Daniel Isaac, Chad Creda, and Chad Creda. I don't know why that name's listed twice on there, but that's just a YouTube description. I see it now. It finally came up. The name didn't come up at first. It just was only saying that. That's why I didn't understand what the name was. But anyway, some beatdown hardcore kind of for you. What I liked about that is they kind of, like, it was groovy the whole time, but it wasn't just like all breakdown. Like they kind of had that breakdown at the end where he did like the real juicy natural or artificial harmonic at the end. That was kind of like the breakdown. I mean, it was all just one kind of mid-pace through the whole thing, and it was groovy, but it wasn't just like constant breakdown, so it was nice. And the vocalist did have parts where that Fly City came back a few times, so it was kind of interesting to hear that kind of structure on this kind of music. So it's definitely a new taste or whatever. The production sounded good. That snare was just slamming in my ear, and I really liked that a lot. Nothing but good things to say about this. This is the kind of stuff that I would actually turn on and just jam some days, just if I'm pissed. And this was nice and pissed, just the way I like it. Obviously has something to say about their hometown, wherever that is. Must be some shit going down. Okay, that makes sense. I wish the band would have sent us this. I should have reached out to the band ahead of time. But, I did say that. I forget. But, yeah, great shit, man.
Loved it.
I fucked with it.
Firstly, when I hear this band and I know that they're from Flint in advance, great representation of that city. I did some work out there on some housing projects. So I've been to Flint for more than a day, more than a passing through. I understand quite a bit of Flint, and I've seen the city, and I've spent some time in there. I also know some friends when I went to school in Kalamazoo. A lot of kids I met down there from Flint, and they kind of got that Flint swagger.
Okay.
Like the kids that are from Flint, you could kind of like put them all next to each other, and it's like, you guys kind of all have that same little bit more of that blue collar, swagger to you, and Flint's a really tough town if you know anything about the history of Flint and the auto industry, and then you've got the water. So when I hear this band, Barefaced, it sounds like Flint to me. Nice. It sounds hard. It sounds like a hard lifestyle. It sounds like a hard city to be in, and it is. And I think most people would tell you that from Flint. They've been through some shit, and they continue to go through some more shit with the water, the auto industry, the water pipes, So, yeah, they got some shit to say about their hometown, and we've heard a lot about it in the news, and it's a great representation of what those people living in that city go through day in and day out. And that's, just coming from one band right here, and we've heard a lot about it. But as far as the song goes, super duper enjoyed that. I noted at about the 150 mark, they went into like that open power chord. It was really just two notes, but they had the high-pitched, bendy, like, discorded guitar in there, and I love that part a lot. That was a really good segment of the song for me, and I just felt every bit of the vocalist's aggression and anger and frustration in his work on this track, and I did love, excuse me, I just love the song overall. He had great vocal patterns, is what I was going to say. Like, I thought he didn't reach and do anything like squeezing in a bunch of extra vocals. So, yeah, great song, great send-in, love it. Good to know Barefaced now, and thanks for getting us tuned into that new band, Rob, if this is from Rob.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from Rob. Sorry if I misspoke. But I should have did a little more research, but I kind of just sometimes put these in the
well, it's nice to discover something new and then go back and learn some more about it later. And so we're just finding out about Barefaced here now and live on the show. Like, good stuff, though. Eighth Ward hymns. I love it. The song Fly City. Good stuff. Good hardcore music. I appreciate that, guys.
All right, moving on. This band is called Deviation. Says some info about the band. We're 4 teens, 19 and 20-year-olds from Dallas, Texas, making music and playing gigs. Our new single, When the End is Near, is dropping August 23rd everywhere with a music video coming with it. And in a few months, the full LP will be released. So
awesome.
We're a little bit behind on these. So they're talking 2025, obviously. But here's the song.
All right. That was cool. Deviation with When the End Is Near. Pretty good song. I really appreciated a lot of that. Good guitar tones, really thick. Good guitar playing. I also noted really great bass work in there too. Like the guy was back there walking the dog, and they had a pretty cool bass line in and throughout that song. Drums seemed like some drum machine programming, and the vocal production I would address at the end of the day. But I did like the song, and I did like listening to a group of kids this young playing this well this early, and got something to show for it. So really good work on their part. You can tell that they're young, both in like the songwriting, like the music that they're putting out, and also like kind of they're young to recording and the production quality outcome of it, which wasn't really bad at all. Yeah. But you can kind of tell like this is maybe like the first thing that they've done, and they're going to get better going forward. I think there's just a little bit in the studio that they could just polish. I don't want to say, like get better at or whatever, but just you could round it out a little bit in certain parts of the recording. But good song. I think that's the main thing you want to hear first. Like, well, how'd you like the song? The song was good. I liked it. I liked the repetition of when the end is near. And it's a nice little smooth vocal there too to go with that line, and the way that it like fades out. And then they used it multiple times throughout the song too. So again, going back to like the last song where if you got something that's got stick on it, like that helps a lot. And so
for sure.
Anytime if something's got like a repetitive part to it that sticks, and and I could just chill on that all day. I might be at home later and I'll be like, I'll probably be humming that when the end is near. Like when you do something like that to me, like I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna have nothing but flowers for you. Sure. And they're good young kids, 19, 20 from Dallas, Texas. Thanks for finding us. Good, thank you, like for sending us a song. And I definitely appreciate it, and I like it, and I think you guys are onto something really good. Just keep looking at ways to clean it up in the studio, I would say. And I'm just talking about polish, because the songwriting is good and the playing is good, and those are the things that you need to have first. And then just you want to maybe either have an objective ear, an outside source, just kind of come in and say, okay, song's great. In the studio here, we're gonna kind of polish and tweak some knobs and stuff, and just kind of get a cleaner sound out of it. But I did love the guitar tones. I thought those are good, thick, and juicy, and I love the bass playing. So, Jay, you want to get a little input on it?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with almost everything you said. I'm thinking like 19, 20-year-olds and having something to show for it, like you said. I think that's big. Like
huge.
Like, obviously you're probably new to playing, or,
relatively.
And producing or whatever. So, like, this is a good thing to show. I also, in my mind, I'm thinking potential.
Yes.
Sometimes you look at a piece of property for what you could put on it, what you could build on it, right? So it's got a great lay of the land, great foundation, everything's there. So it's a great land to build on. And I think you guys need to continue to stick with your music and really prioritize your playing and practicing and your production. And I think you could really take it somewhere because I like to see these little 19, 20-year-olds having a passion for something that's not Minecraft or whatever, right?
Sure.
Or Fortnite or whatever. So to me, I'm just like, well, keep doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is great.
Like, it's a little rough around the edges in some parts, a little with the vocal singing is a little off a little bit, but all that, to me, I love that because it shows you're starting somewhere. Yes. Just don't give up and continue to get better. That's the biggest thing, from me. But I agree with almost everything you said. Great songwriting, little stickability in there. So know that you're doing that right. You're giving some callbacks. So you're giving me a song, and it's just not a bunch of whatever. So you got an ear for music, and there's a nice little melody at the end where the guitar melody came in, after the solo and stuff. So yeah, man, I'm just thinking where we were at with 1920. I mean, we were shredding, we were playing, but we just didn't really have a lot to show for ourselves, right? We didn't really have anything solid to be like, here's our record or anything. We've tried, but we didn't have that path laid out. So, man, I see a lot of promise in this dude.
I really do too. I thought, just the fact that they were out there at 19 or 20 years old and they're ripping a guitar solo, and they've had great songwriting. So a lot of good things happen right there.
Absolutely.
You'll love to see it this early on, and especially like if you're hungry for it and you're hearing if you're hearing criticism as constructive and not deconstructive, because I'm offering constructive criticism only. Yeah. Like I'm only trying to build you up.
That's all we try to do on
only
the show,
trying to build you up. And if you hear what I'm saying and you're like, yeah, no, end of day, he's probably right. Like, maybe, you just set all I'm trying to do for you guys is set that bar higher for the next go round.
Absolutely.
Like you got this full LP out right now. I'd be super proud of it. Playing shows, and like looking forward to getting it in people's ears.
I mean, they send it to us in Michigan, so they're already aware of
they're doing it.
Something out there, like where can we send our music for someone else to listen to it? So we're just giving you the feedback. We're not your homies. We're not going to say, hey, it's the greatest thing we've ever heard or it's so good. No, like here are some few things you can take away. But I mean, it's a great foundation, like I said, man. So nothing wrong with that at all. So y'all keep going. Don't quit. I know there's going to be a lot of rough days. There's going to be days you don't feel like practicing. Pick up the fucking guitar anyway. I don't care. Yeah. Do it.
You guys are doing great right now. I think you're off to an awesome start. So keep doing it, Deviation. Good sending, and thank you.
Hell yeah. All right. So we are moving on. Hey, this is Dean Corpse from MRSA. We're a full theatrical horror death metal band from South Florida. Hopefully you'd be interested into listening to us. Well, you already got me hooked. So we're about to release our debut album in September called Horrify from CDN Records, which Centenary is on CDN too. Okay. So label mate Centenary here from Michigan. Here's our latest single video. Hopefully you all dig it. MRSAband.com. So this is a YouTube link. So let's pull this up. Hopefully there's no
some slam
commercial or
slam worldwide.
Is it a slam?
Yep.
Mine ain't pulled up yet, but
Into Pieces official music video 2025.
I guess we're going right into it. Here we go.
Kill you.
All right.
Tell me about it, Jay.
Let me tell you about this. First, I love that the dude's name is Dean Corpse, so that fits. As far as like the video was cool, just like all the theatrics and everything. They said they were a full theatrical horror death metal band, so they lived up to everything that they were saying. To me, this is in that vein of like the Obituary 6 Feet Under type death metal, where it's like we're not grinding and doing all this tech like whatever death metal cattle decapitation type shit we do now. Like this is more of the I don't know, that type of, I guess it's kind of just groove laden death metal, you could say, right?
Sure.
I did notice one little grindy in there about almost 3 minutes in or whatever. I loved when they stopped and he said he was going to kill me. That was fucking awesome.
The little bass drop.
I'm going to kill you. I'm like, fucking awesome. Video was cool, nice and kind of on the corny but cheesy side, but that's what this has to be, right? Because it all kind of is that. And I'm not trying to like knock on you guys. I think it's great that you're doing this, but first comment on the YouTube video though, I've had MRSA, can confirm it's brutal.
It's brutal. Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. Yeah, dude. Nothing bad to say about it at all. It was freaking cool. It was funny. We were talking about the headless guitars earlier, like before we even started, and all of a sudden here's some headless guitars popped up, you know.
Yeah.
But
can't do it.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're into the 6 Feet Under, the Obituary, that style of death metal, this is for you, man. This was pretty cool. Thanks so much for the send in, guys.
I'm glad you said. Cool. I'm glad you said like 6 Feet Under an Obituary, because I was gonna say, you know, like I'm listening to it and it's got kind of like a heavier metal sounding, like a new metal feel to it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, when you put it into the context of like a death metal band, it does also sound like 6 Feet Under an Obituary. And it's funny how like back in the day, we didn't think of those bands as anywhere near new metal, you know, but then new metal came along and then you listen back and you're like, oh, I can see where new metal came from.
Right.
Came from some of that easy grooving death metal where we simplified things just to power chord riffs, but added other cooler elements to it. But yeah, these guys had great songwriting, like great repeating parts. The horrorcore or the horror, you know, stage presence and look is the theatrical vibe. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I love it. I crack up. I laugh. It's entertaining. That's what I do want to see. Gratuitous stuff. Now, this guy's his lyrical content, of course, you got to look at it in the context of also a horror movie, right? Let's just be like, this guy's singing some crazy shit that I'm like, who would say that? Well, it's a horror movie on stage.
Absolutely.
It's like a 4-minute, you know, horror mini or short film,
you
know, and then you got 4 or 5 or 6 of those in a row. So MRSA, good send in, fun. I love it. I love to see get that messy with like all of the makeup and the masks and all of, you know, like you got limbs flying around in the video and stuff like that's just it's on the one hand it's like, oh, that's sick. Well, it's also hilarious. I'm sorry, because it's just comedic value to me. It's just entertainment to me. You know what I mean? Like anybody who's ever watched like any kind of horror movie, like
especially like a campy older one or something, you know, it's like that's kind of part of the vibe, you know. So you
smile at it, you're like, on the one hand you're like, ugh, and then you're like you're like, that was funny. The arm flew.
I love when he goes, I will kill you, and then they go into the happy upbeat, like
I was gonna say that too. I was like, I don't know if I've heard a song this happy about killing before, because they go right into that, just like that 1-2 snap trot. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. MRSA, good stuff. You guys are doing really fun, cool things.
Nick and I will always comment on that beat, that's for sure.
Yeah, the South Florida scene, you guys are lucky to have MRSA coming out and performing for y'all.
I think it's cool. And then you look at the video and they're like, oh, Slipknot. It's just like, just because Slipknot was famous because of masks, just let people wear masks, dude. I don't care. Like, if you want to do it, cool, man.
Well,
like,
when Slipknot came, who was wearing masks before Slipknot?
I mean,
somebody.
Mushroom Head, then you had the theatrical, like, Kiss makeup stuff, right? Yeah. But I'm sure somebody was, right? But I mean, they're like the biggest band ever to do it. That's the thing, you know. So,
and the thing is too is like they weren't the first, they won't be the last. And I think anytime a band goes out there in a mask, first thing I want anybody to know that's judging it, it's hot as hell. It's so hot in a mask on stage with the lights beating down on you. So you're talking about people who are like kicking it up a notch for your sake, the entertainment value, and you got to sit there and knock them. Oh, they look just like Slipknot. Not really. I mean, they got masks on and they're like they're horrifying looking. You know, but they don't. I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's kind of weak to point it out. But I like that sort of thing.
Right.
You don't have to wear masks, but just having a unified look on stage is cool nowadays to me. Like maybe in the day it was jeans and a t-shirt. Like what metal shirt are they wearing? Do they listen to the same bands?
Because of Metallica or Megadeth, right?
Yeah. But now I'm like, now I just appreciate it more and more because and I look at it too and I see dollars spent, which to me translates to I care.
Sure.
Like as a musician, I care, and as a performer, I care. Therefore, I bought all of this makeup and all of these masks. I care, so I'm going to perform in this costume because I care. So that's what it says to me when I see that. I see the words "I care," and I think they do, and I think they did a great job of putting together this band and putting on a really cool thing to perform for us. So it's awesome.
I was also thinking like seeing them live, like you said, it's hot for one thing, but two, that's just more time I have to like get ready to do my shows, like to wear all this stuff and bring all these limbs and shit out on stage, right? So
the
like
guar
you said,
thing.
It's like sure, but like you care, and it's all part of the act, right?
Yeah.
So.
I see you, Versa. Good stuff.
I'm with it.
Cool.
All right, so the next submission is from some guys that are here in our backyard. One of the guys was on the show because he plays bass in the Annex Void band.
Okay.
This band is called Boreworm. They're from Michigan. We got to see them live at the Recorruptor release.
Yep.
Their newest single is called The Crawling Gate. And here we go.
Take so much pressure from that pain. But then they fall away. What's where I'm decayed healthy? Letting wells in all pain.
Woof.
Holy shit, dude.
God. So Sam is the bassist in Annex Void. He's in this band, and wow. I was trying to figure out, what do we call this? What is this? Death metal? It's extreme metal.
Yeah.
It's extreme metal because it had some death metal in there, but it had to be started out on this technical deathcore thing, and then they kind of brought like more deathcore back in the end. But in the middle of that song was for sure death metal.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm left with, well, let's just call it extreme metal. And what a great song! All the riffs, all the soup. It was, I don't know if it rises to the level of chicken tortilla, but it definitely was a great song, especially for how heavy it was. And the drummer, oh my God.
Kyle.
Yeah, wow, dude.
He's in like 8 other bands too.
Yeah, well, I would want him in my band too because he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What a great song. I loved when the bass drops landed and then like everything was like distorted like in waves.
Just like a static.
Yeah. Like it was almost like in and out with like the peaking or the wave kind of was in and out. But yeah, great song, great stuff. Boreworm, absolutely loved it. Super technical riff soup, but or at least where I'm coming from. Like it seemed like a lot of riffs and didn't say we're going to set out for song structure. That's fine. Like you don't need it. There was probably some repetition, definitely, like because they came back to that bass drop a few times, and so there was some song structure in there. But man, all the other riffs were in there too. So I loved it. Good stuff.
Yeah, just one of those ones you might have to listen to 2 or 3 times, and you're like, okay, that makes more sense, right? But something like that is just a lot to take in right off rip. I loved every second of it too. I kind of knew what these guys were about.
Sure.
We seen them live and whatever, but I was waiting to check out the track until we listened to it on the show. I know we're, like I said, a little bit behind the horn, but they kind of call themselves insectile death metal, forged in a brutal chasm of cosmic horror. Boreworm paints an aggressive yet hauntingly melodic musical soundscape. The band's music weaves an apocalyptic storyline through a modern death metal exoskeleton. That song right there says came out on August 1st, 2025. Music written by Michael Belinda, Nathan Whitcock, and Kyle Wagner. And then it was Nathan Whitcock's the singer, Kyle's the drummer, Michael's the guitar player, and then engineering and mastering. I was wondering who recorded it, and that's Arcuro Productions by Aaron Lumsden. He does some stuff. He does a lot of playthroughs and stuff like that, video stuff too, so he must record bands as well. I thought it was great. Thought it was super cool. Like you said, a little on the like, holy shit, like it just kind of takes you on a ride or whatever. Super cool. Love the drum work in it, just all like the doubles, like the ultra fast doubles, you know, and doing the double strokes, and then the grind. He didn't overuse the grind, which I know sometimes drives you crazy. I could have used a little bit more to keep me on par.
I like the way he accelerated the drum beat when he did go into the grind at the end, because then you kind of noticed it too. You're like, ooh, it's a grind. Yeah, that worked for me because you built up to it, and it wasn't 4 minutes of it. So again,
absolutely.
And I'm always going to say like a grind beat's fine. Just pepper it in there for me, though, because I can't do like an album of grind metal, but they did a great job of it. And that guy's clearly capable of doing it. You got to like unleash these guys at when they can and they want to. You're like, okay, even if it's not my favorite beat, got to write a riff for it because this guy's capable of doing it. He wants to do it, and we're the band that should do it. So they did a great job of utilizing it.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys crush. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
No notes.
I mean, if I had to give you one feedback, and this is more of a mixing thing, I just wish the snare was a little bit louder, because it's like when he smacked it like hard, like on a groove, like it was pretty loud, but then like any other little finesse, it was kind of hard to discern. And I think snare, hearing it throughout was like the biggest thing, but that's probably not really on them. The recording itself was you could tell it was like in the room raw recording too. It wasn't like super overly polished death metal type stuff that you hear or whatever, but I love the balance of it, and it was completely awesome.
It was well done. Sounded great.
Also, Sam Fraser bass, and then Cameron Eubanks must be the other guitar player. So it was written by all of them collectively.
Nice.
But great band to have in our backyard. Totally awesome band. So next, here's another band in our backyard, Wounded Touch. Now, I listened to this album because we were that far behind, but I still want to play it on the show so other people, if they've never heard Wounded Touch before, I absolutely love this band. We interviewed Mike from Wounded Touch last year sometime, another band I hope to get in the room with, but I played with these guys before. Totally awesome band, and all it says is, "Hey homies, here's the opening song of our new record." Obviously it's not new at this point, but it is new to them, and I didn't already know I'm gonna like it, but here it is.
Already know it's a banger, but let's get into it for for the audience
Absolutely.
listening. You should love this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
These guys are really good, fun, heavy.
Super pissed too. So we like that here on the show. So here we go. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. This is called "If I Could Make Your Pain My Own" by Wounded Touch.
Please show me how to make your pain my own. Show me how to make your pain my own. Show me how to make your pain my own. Show me how to make your pain my
All right, pissed as it comes.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to say about this is, like, you can listen to this one song, but this isn't all you're going to get through the whole record. Like, this is a great opening track. Like, it just pissed, hits you in the face. But by the time it gets to the end, and this is what I've always liked about Wounded Touch, like, he starts singing. There's a lot more melodic things going on in the guitars, like trading back and forth. So these guys get out of the territory of not just doing this 12 times on an album. So this is super pissed. I mean, the thing I like about this is, like, it's not necessarily verse chorus, but, like, you could tell when the riff comes back, it was changed a little bit, but you brought the riff back. You're giving me those vocal patterns that are, like, sticky and repetitive, which aren't necessarily you overkilling it on the vocal and repetition, but it's enough for me to stick in it if it gets a little soupy sometimes. But I don't know. I don't have nothing but good things to say about Wounded Touch. This thing sounds phenomenal. I mean, every little note you could hear, I just crisp, clear in your face. Just nothing to say on that. I mean, I know these guys are very professional. They tour and they do, all the things required as a band that you do. But, man, just what a great pissy record. I even sent Nick and Mike, after I listened to it for the 2025 breakdown, I even sent them a message because I listened to the whole thing as a whole. And it was sitting on my queue for a while, but I finally got around to it. And I was just like, man, this thing is great, dude. The production is awesome. The discord, but then also the way they can fit in that melody is just so cool. And it really speaks to my style of music that I like a lot, because I can get some of that crazy shit and discordy and weird. But then, like I said, 3 or 4 songs into it, now you're giving me some vocal singing, you're giving me some harmony, you're giving me some more interesting, like almost emotional type, deep melodic passages over some of this heavy shit. So go check this record out. But that song rules.
Yeah, it's a good track. It's not indicative of what the whole album is. There is a little bit more variety on the album. You got a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more upbeat. You're going to get into a few different sounds there stylistically, but I love this one because I can sit in that groove and in that eerie, haunting melody of the guitar, noise that they're doing, and I really love that the end half of the song there when they go into that steady, just down pick, chun chun, and then and then it's like and you got guitar like panned in one ear where he'll accent that second note.
Yep.
Just little things like that you find in the studio in your songwriting. They're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did like this little thing on there, and you hear it when you're an intentional listener. You're like, oh, there's almost like a third guitar in there, but really cool part of that song. But to speak to the rest of the album, you're going to get a little bit more energy and upbeat there. Like that's a mood song, and I love it. And he's super pissed, like you said, but it's grooving and full of this atmosphere and space where it's not like killing you with grind beats and like getting lost in a bunch of drum work where you can't understand like the song. This one just a couple of low notes, couple of weird guitar discordant sounds, and Nick screaming his ass off over it because, killing it with the anger on the mic. But good song, great album. You can get a lot of miles out of this thing too. These guys, they write great songs in my opinion. They get, 3.5, 4 minute songs on this album, and, you're going to get good songwriting. You're going to get a lot of cool riffs, going to get a lot of anger. And like you said, they switch it up vocally too to the singing. So I enjoyed this album, and I'm glad that we could have him on the show. I didn't get a chance to speak with Mike because I was not present that day, but I'm glad that he made time for us. Thank you, Mike. We'd love to have any or all of you guys in the room if we could get you.
That would be awesome.
That would be super cool. We could talk more about your album and what you guys got on the horizon. But if anybody hasn't heard of this band yet, go check them out. We got to see them live. Now, Jay, who did they open for? It was Still Remains, right? That was the Still Remains show we saw, Wounded Touch. So that was at Pyramid Scheme. Or I was there for that.
You were
one.
there.
I was there for that. Okay, so my mistake. I was there. That was a good show. I had fun.
The last time I got to see Wounded Touch, we played with them once. Iron Sharpens Iron.
Okay.
Did. But that was like 3 years ago when But I got to see them and see you next Tuesday on this. Like it was like, it was that Bleeding Through Return show, I believe they played. And there was like a ton of bands there, but like see you next Tuesday and these guys played. So it was like perfect for them. And I was super impressed when I seen them live too. I was like, man, these guys throw down and they're just pissed. So great band. Go check out Wounded Touch. Definitely some Michigan homies too. So, another Michigan band.
Love it.
To throw it out of Michigan, we're going to go from a band, Cleveland, Ohio. It says, here's my video from my band, 10,000 Rambos from Cleveland, Ohio. Came across your Facebook page and figured I'd email you our stuff. We finished a new album. We'll be putting it out very soon. So
love the band name.
Let's hear what 10,000 Rambos sounds like, Nick.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over.
Okay.
Hell yeah. This one me?
That's all you, buddy.
The band name fits the sound of the music, and these guys are about that life. And I will read you hold on, did I just jump? Let me go back. I want to read the YouTube description of the video here just so that I can give the listeners a little more context here. It says, the single featured on 10,000 Rambo's fourth studio album, World War IV, a grindcore story. Released November 7th, 2025. The song invokes the stress of war witnessed firsthand by vocalist Nick Bruzas. Because you got a comment here on the YouTube video. Did anybody serve other than online? What a smartass. All you got to do is read the caption. It's right there. Singer Nick was witnessing firsthand traumas of war and wrote a song about it. And there you go. There's 10,000 Rambos. It sounds like 10,000 Rambos. It was heavy. It was pissed. It was like a tank rolling you over at high speed. And they are a grindcore band. Hardcore, grindcore. I mean, if we're going by the album title and what I just heard, I was leaning toward hardcore, but the drummer he had a little bit of finesse up top and he had a little bit of panache. Like, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was quietly extra, and I liked his work a lot, and that did kick it up to a grindcore for me, just because of a lot of the work that he was doing up top.
And since it says it's a grindcore story, we'll just say that they're grindcore, you know?
Yeah, 90 seconds. I mean, punishingly brutal. Good work, just angry, and, you know, good for you, Nick, getting it out there and singing about it, because I can't imagine what it's like to see the horrors of war firsthand. But at least you're making music. Good to have you back.
Yeah, the song is called Confirmed Kill. I didn't mention that beforehand because it didn't say that when they sent it to me. But I thought it was great. I love grindcore anyway. I can deal with it at 18 minutes at a time. You know, that's probably what the whole record is, because that song was 1:29. So give me 9 more. I'm good with that. No notes. I thought it was great, dude. Yeah. I love the part too. Like, I love when grindcore bands give you a little groove, so they kind of just blasted you in the face, and then they kind of came in with that groove, and then he hit that beat on the first beat where you would normally groove, but then he skipped it the second time and then drug it out. So like the beat kind of like went a little longer and he put the snare. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he kind of skipped that second snare where it normally would be in time on a regular count. Yeah. And I thought that was just a cool little effect where it was like you kind of thought we were just going to give you the groove, but we kind of made you work for it. And I absolutely love that. And then they just came back in with the so it's just pissed, and it's there to serve what the purpose this band serves. And I thought it was cool. You could hear every note.
Yeah.
Good nice,
mix.
Nasty guitar tone too. Nice, heavy bass tone in the back, just carrying it.
Was in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could hear it.
So
it's important.
I fuck with 10,000 Rambos, boy.
I love it. Yeah, no, fucking funny, hilarious ass band name, but also I can see where, like, you're coming from a more serious aspect where you're like, no, I want to sound like as heavy as 10,000 Rambos. Yeah. Like, I want to be that fucking heavy, no joke. But it's a hilarious band name, but also it's like, if you sound like 10,000 Rambos, then it's also an awesome band name.
Yeah, absolutely.
So well done there. That was great work, and keep it up, man.
And the Rambo sample at the beginning.
It's got the Gatling gun. The gratuity.
Fucking awesome, dude.
I love it.
All right. So our final track of the day is from Gutterance. It says, thank you for taking the time to review one of our tracks from my band Gutterance. This song is called Leviathan. It is the first track off our self-titled album that dropped in May 2023. Gutterance hails from northeastern part of Virginia. We consider ourselves a metal band, even though our songs have death metal elements. We are a 4-piece band. Our album is out on all streaming platforms. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Once again, thank you guys. He sent me this Dropbox, which is...
It's a wave, so I think you can just play it.
Yeah, I'll just play it, but I did not realize that... sometimes I'll just be copy and pasting it, and then I'm like, oh. But this ain't the first Dropbox we've ever gotten, so it's no big deal. It's just... I always like it when it's on a platform and I can see other information. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. That was a Leviathan, all right. That bitch was heavy, man. I guess it did really sound like gutterance, you know. That he said we're metal, but have death metal elements. But to me, that was more death metal straight up. I'm like,
death metal with a couple heavy metal influences.
Yeah, that's. I thought it was the other way around. To be honest with you, but that's okay. It's no big deal. We're not the subgenre police around here, but man, what can I say? That guitar tone was heavy. The artificial harmonics were super cool in there. Very, very. It was just big. It was strong. It was powerful. So it really did sound like a Leviathan.
Yes.
The bass rang out in there. The vocals were cool. The variation or whatever wasn't a whole lot of break at any time. It was kind of like a lot of vocals in 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So as far as songwriting goes or anything kind of sticky, there wasn't much of that happening. But that's okay. It's your art. You do what you want with it.
Right.
Not bad at all, but you guys are death metal, I would say.
Yeah, and that's the thing that struck me too as I was listening to it. Is I was like, man, this is just bringing me back to the mid '90s when we were listening to all of the brutal death metal that we could get our hands on, and that was my take. And I thought they did a really great job. I can't think of specifics, but like all that trim picking low to high just makes me feel like just death metal. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't need to say heavy metal to me. You don't. Hey, like you don't sound like Judas Priest. Like you don't sound like Iron Maiden. You're not heavy metal. You're death metal. But I loved it. It was great. And like you said, not like the kind of death metal where you got the songwriting structure from your Carcass Heartwork or your Death albums, but not all of it has to have that song structure. These guys were just letting it fly the whole time.
Letting it fly. That's a great way to put it, man.
Heavy as hell. Derek, thanks for the send-in. Absolutely love that you guys are out in Virginia. So I don't know that we'll be seeing you come through Michigan. That's okay. We'll just keep sending us the music, man. If you got a new album, keep us in touch. And if you do come through, definitely make sure you hit us up. You know, if you're coming through Michigan for any reason at all, man, just give us a shout because
I'd like to see it live for sure.
Yeah, that was some brutal death metal, and I got to give it the thumbs up just for the nostalgia's sake, but also well done. Kudos. It was good. I loved it.
And you would think they say May 2023, so we're coming up on 3 years here now. So you'd think maybe some new music might be on the horizon from them. Yeah. But definitely go check them out if you're into that kind of death metal, which a lot of us are around here. So, we're going to keep them coming. We're going to try to slam more of these out. Like I said, I know we're a little bit behind the bend, but end of year, holidays, all this other stuff. So we kind of had to put one or two of them on the back burner to get other things promoted and out. But that being said, y'all keep sending us the music, themetalmaniacs.mi@gmail.com. Send it to us. Give us as much information as you can. And I have been, we've been getting messages and like DMs, and I just try to keep referring them to that because I don't want to go through DMs and emails. Like, I'd rather just try to keep it all in one spot for correspondence because it's hard to remember if 3 people sent me something in DM and then one person in email, then one, so I just like to keep it all to the email. If you submit it through email, most likely it'll go on our list. So cool, heavy episode today, man. We had quite a few cool bangers on this one. So always enjoy doing this. And with that being said, y'all, unless you got any other parting words,
keep it metal.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.